Hey YouTube, so we do it all straight from the garage. We outside the garage today. I got a 98 Chevy 3500 one-ton doing rear brakes. So this has drums on it, which means that we got to take the axles out, but it's not too crazy. But we'll walk through it and I'll kind of show you some of the things I learned doing the other side, and hopefully if you guys ever have to do this, it won't be so terribly hard. So first thing I did already, I took these little caps off. These little caps come off of the lugs. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, there's 8 of them. So I already took those caps off, and of course that reveals the lugs. And then of course this is your axle. So once we get the tires off, because it's a dually, once we get the tires off, then we'll go ahead and remove the axles. All right, so I'll be back. All right, so 8 lugs off. Got a ring. It needs to come off, and just make sure when you're taking this ring off, you pay attention. It's got these 2 notches on it. They face out whenever you put it back on. And then you got this cup right here. Cone piece for the wheel. We'll lay that off to the side. And then now we just got to get our tires off. The first one should come right off. The second one may be a little rusty, so you may have to hit it or whatever. But we'll get these tires off and go from there. All right, so as y'all can see, I got my area set up. You're gonna probably leak some gear oil when you take this off, so went ahead and put a pan down there and just a little rag under it, just to make sure nothing falls. So I'm gonna try to do this with one hand. You got 8 bolts. Gotta take off. Shout out to Ryobi. I got this Ryobi Impact, and this thing is outstanding. Don't even need air anymore. For the most part, it pretty much does all the work for you. This one has 1,100 foot-pounds of torque. Excuse me, 1,100 pounds of torque. So it'll pretty much break anything out there. I've used it to take off semi-tires, and it needs a little push, but it'll get them off. So I like it a lot. If you don't have one, definitely recommend investing in one. All right, so see, we got those bolts out, no movement. So I'll just go ahead and tap it with a hammer. And that loosened it. And as I said, gear oil's coming out. So we just gotta take this axle out. Let me put my gloves on real quick. Sorry it's been a while, but we've been doing a lot of other type of work as far as like yards and stuff like that. So trying to get back to the cars to give you guys more content. Please, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share. Just want to do some things to kind of help the community out. All right, so axle is real long. Make sure you got enough room to get it out, and we'll put that off to the side. All right. So now that we have the axle off, we look in here. There's a retaining clip up there, and there's a pin. So we'll just pull this retaining clip off. If I can get to it. Can you see there? It just pops right off. It goes into threads, so it just pops right off. I'll put that in my grease down there. And then there's a little clip right here that we gotta pull out. A little retainer. Some pliers, and pull that out. You guys can see it right there. It's a little square clip. And with that out, now you can turn this ring. I'm gonna have to put the camera down to do it, but I'll come back once I get it loosened, kind of show you guys how it goes. All right, so these rings aren't on here very tight, and I just took a screwdriver and just kind of pried it, and you can see now it's turning pretty freely. And once you get this off, it should release everything as far as the drum. Now this drum is about 50 pounds, 40 to 50 pounds, so be careful, because it's real heavy when it comes out, and it's probably gonna have fluid inside. As you can see, the fluid leaking from here, so there's probably gonna be a little bit inside. So just make sure you have somewhere you can set it down once you get it out. All right, so we'll get this ring out. That's the ring. And then as you can see, everything is free. Let me see if I can pop this drum. And as you can see, the drum's coming off. You got a bearing right here, so it shouldn't fall out, but if it does, you stick it back in. Just make sure it's lubricated and clean. So yeah, I'm sorry about the finger. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this drum off, and then we'll go from there. All right, so we got the drum off, and there you can see the brake assembly. There's the drum, there's the back of it, and like I told you, fluid may get in there, so we'll just clean that out with some brake parts cleaner. Before I do anything else, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this off, and we'll go from there. So my brake parts cleaner, just spray her down. And as you spray down, now you can kind of see that all of these springs have colors. That'll help you when you're replacing everything. I'm putting all new springs and stuff in here, so it shouldn't be too bad. So got everything cleaned out in here. And got my pan. I had my pan down here. I took my little parts out because I didn't want to get brake parts cleaner on them. Keep those lubricated, but from here, it's just a matter of getting everything released and getting everything reinstalled. So let's start it out. Granted, it's gonna be tough with one hand, but we're gonna take this spring off and then this spring off, and then we'll just kind of work our way around. So hold on. All right, so I was able to get the camera propped up. Kind of allow me to work with both of my hands, because this is kind of difficult if you don't have two hands. I don't have the special tools that people say you need to get these springs and stuff out, so I just use a screwdriver, kind of get them in there and then pry everything out. So there's always a way to get it done, especially like I said, we work from the garage and we just trying to get stuff done the best way we can. So I'll figure it out. It might take me a minute to figure these different angles out, but I'll get it. That one out. This one. Oh no, this one gotta come first. Oops. Like I said, there's a special tool you can buy to get all this stuff off. I'm replacing these springs, so I'm really not too concerned about them bending. But there's a tool that you can buy that'll help you get this stuff off. It's got a little circle on the front, and it kind of helps you. So anyway, springs off the top. Got this little retainer in there. Take that off. And really, this side is ready to come out. Be careful of this cylinder right here. You don't want to knock those out, because that's where all your brake fluid and stuff. That's where you get your pressures from for your brakes to go in and out. So you want to make sure you pay attention to those. For this little clip here, I just take a screwdriver. Like I said, they got a tool for this too, but if I don't have to spend extra money, I'm not going to. And that comes out. It's a spring and a little cap. And then from that point, you can release your brake. Oh, no, sorry. Now we got to take this spring off. That's for the tensioner. But I can still release it from here once I get this off. Just take this out of here and release it. So taking that out, this is your adjuster for your brakes, and here's your brake shoe. And like I said, I'm replacing all of this stuff, so I'm really not taking my time and too concerned with where it falls and all that other good stuff. So for this side, you got a clip right here that has to come out, and that will release the emergency brake cable. Let me get this out of here. I don't want to mess that up. This little clip has to come out. Let's see if I can pry that out, or if I need to go get something. Normally you can get a screwdriver in this little groove and just kind of pry it out, but I might need to go get something better. All right, I'll be right back. Well, no, hold on. Try my pliers. Yeah, I'll be right back. It's a gloomy day here in Texas. Looks like it wants to rain. I'm just praying that the rain will hold up for me so I can get this done. This clip is in here pretty good, but we will get her out. There we go, she's coming. All right, let me get that clip so I can show it to y'all. This is a clip. If you can get a screwdriver in that groove, you can pop it right out. Alright. And we push that out. That's your emergency brake adjuster. Before I do that, let me get this little spring off. All right, and now we have our second brake shoe off. This is for your adjuster, and I am replacing it, so I will take it apart. But basically, you got this spring here. You have your little retention spring on the bottom, and of course, this goes up to the top right there. So that's how that looks. Back side, nothing special. All right, so everything is pretty straightforward. And now that we have everything off, just kind of inspect everything. Make sure you don't have any leaks. These, from what I've heard, tend to go bad a lot. This one's not bad, so I'm not gonna fool with it. And that's the cylinder. Spray everything down, and we'll get going on replacement. All right, so I got everything laid out here. These are all my new tools and all my little springs and levers. And this came in a little set from O'Reilly. It was I believe it was $50. The reason I had to get it though is because I had a spring that was broken on the other side, and of course they don't sell stuff individually. I didn't feel like running to the junkyard, and the guy said to get it going, so I'm getting it going. But yeah, we'll get all this stuff replaced. That's for your retentioner. This is your tensioner. I'll put some grease on here before I put it in here, and of course put some grease on the top. You don't want to go crazy with the grease, just something to keep it lubricated. And then of course all the springs. So I'll get this going, get it back together, and then we'll come back to the video. All right, so because I was replacing the pieces, I didn't take all of this apart on the last one, but I went ahead and got the new one set up in the same order, just to make sure everything was fluid the way it was supposed to be. This spring right here, it can be a pain in the butt to get on, so I guess if you have that tool, it'll be easier, but I just took a screwdriver and pried it over the top. Of course, this connects to the top. And then don't forget about this little spring right here that keeps the tension on it. Can't forget about that one. Then I just use this as a placeholder. This piece here, okay, it goes through the brake, and then the little, when this comes through the hole, it comes through here, and then that's when you put your clip, your spring and your clip on top. So that's what that's for, and that's what's holding everything in place right now. So I'm gonna get everything set up on the truck, so then I can kind of just work you guys through how to get everything put back on. And one thing you want to remember with this side, this hole right here is for your emergency brake. So you want to go ahead and run your emergency brake back through that, and make sure you put that clip in whenever you get it through. All right, so we'll get everything set up, and then when we get everything put back together, and hopefully this will help somebody out there, man, because I'm pretty much learning this on my own. But I think after this video, we'll all have a better sense of how this goes. All right, so I basically got the brake set up. I had to get my clips in. So once I got my clips set in, and then we just go in reverse order, make sure we put all the springs back where they're supposed to go, and go from there. So not too terribly a difficult job, but you know, just getting everything back in the right spots. Also put my little clip up here to make sure the emergency brake doesn't come out. Got the spring, it goes down here, it holds the brake shoes together. Then I got a spring that goes, where is that at? Oh yeah, holds the brake shoes together. My orange spring, that's what I was looking for. And my orange spring that goes here, that clips up top. And then we got this spring that goes from here and it clips into here. And then once that's done, get everything put back together and on about your business. So you guys got any questions, please leave them in the comments. I appreciate you guys watching. Sorry for the lengthiness, but of course we do everything with one hand from the garage, so it is what it is. Appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe.